Hello, this is Comrade Rent, and again, thank you for watching. So I'm gonna be talking about and covering Dark Souls Trilogy Box Edition that will be released on 24th of May this year, 2018, for a fucking crazy high price. But let's talk about it. So this will be basically this edition is only for PlayStation 4. It's gonna currently only available in the region of Japan, and the price is 49,800 yen. It's roughly about a $450. And what getting we are getting here isn't that much. That what kind of like baffles me because I was expecting much more for this high pricing. But again, it Dark Souls, and I think the company know that they have huge fan base that will probably buy almost everything. That's the hunt of the collector editions, and Dark Soul collectibles are really valuable and hard to find and rare, and people snatch them really fast. And I don't know how many even they made them, and if it's regionally locked, I think they made them not too much, but not too low. I think they're like okay with the basing. What you're getting here is let's just basically read about it. So $450, May 24 this year. In North America, it's gonna be released on May 25. Basically, this is a Dark Soul remaster. This collector edition was created for Dark Souls remaster, and what you're getting is Dark Souls the first remaster edition for PlayStation 4. You're getting Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the Foreseen, and Dark Souls 3, the Fire Faded edition. But that basically every DLC that is available in Japan region. You get in every soundtracks of every of the games, Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. That's quite nice. You get an encyclopedia for each one of those games, Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 again. You get a box set, also include 10 art sheets as you see in the picture on the collector edition, and a special frame. So you can basically, there's a one frame and you can change the 10 pictures throughout wherever you had the feeling for. And the box set it includes, as you see in the picture, a bookends. One is sculpted to look like Dark Soul Bonfire, and the other a knight. So you got, I think it's Oscar here, the Oscar statue, and the one is just basically bonfire. I don't think it's made of resin. I think it's PVC. And when it comes to conclusion and everything, I feel $450 is a fucking crazy price. But again, I think they just, it feels like the company knows that Dark Souls items are valued like gold. That's the thing when it comes to Dark Souls. Especially if, I think the ones that doesn't value Dark Souls 3 Collector Edition, the Prestige Edition, was valued really high, and even now is standing a really high value. Although the Dark Souls 3 Prestige Edition came with a Knight statue, it came with a Lord of Cinder resin statue, a fucking big one. It came with the art book that I opened, and it has every art from Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. You get patches, you got some little stuff, and everything was less than what you see in this collector edition. So that's what baffles me. That's what I'm like, wait a minute. We used to get something else much better for less price. And that's unfortunate for us. But again, I think the company understands and realizes that Dark Souls is basically gold. And selling this, I think it's gonna be selling like hot cupcakes because people, it's a huge fan base for Dark Souls, and having Dark Souls remaster or even this edition with every soundtrack and everything, collectors gonna love it and probably buy it. Me, on the other hand, I think it's overpriced. We're basically just getting a beautiful box for the games, free of the soundtracks. Nobody really cares about soundtracks that much. Soundtrack is usually something that's easy to find, and you probably listen it. If you like a soundtrack, you probably don't listen it with a disc. You probably listen it on your phone or other media options, but not on the CD in your PlayStation 4, house. Usually people don't do it. The frame, you're gonna probably enjoy this, but I don't think it's gonna like 10 art sheets and a special frame. Doesn't fucking cost that much. The PVC knight with the bonfire that holding the books, it's nice, even if it's from resin. Books aren't that big, and so holding those, I don't think those statues are gonna be a high-end quality crazy items. I don't know. I don't feel it, but I'm sure as hell people gonna buy it. If you're, it's a niche item. It's more for a collector than for a regular public. It's this item is basically for the people that collect the game, are in love with the game in a different level, and that they're collecting this, and this is their life. This is their item of passion, and I can understand that this price won't bother them, and probably the people that made this collector edition know that, and I think it's gonna be selling no matter what I say or what my opinion about it. For me, it's overpriced because it's not only $450, it's delivery and taxing, and you can get up to a $600 already. If you want a $600 collector edition, I don't know what to tell, but I would prefer to go to even Big Bad Toy Store or to Sideshow, go to Gecco if you know the company, and just buy Oscar, a nice high quality PVC statue for $300, and that's it. It's like it feels more collector edition than this collector edition, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. I still think this collector edition will be selling. Dark Soul don't it's like I ever always had this feeling I can um like bash collectors and items, but you don't fuck with Dark Soul. That's what I think. You don't fuck with Dark Soul. For me, it's a hard pass because I don't see the value here. For somebody that likes the game, really, really likes the game, it's probably not a pass. It's probably please he'll try to get it, and I think it's gonna be selling. Although that's my whole opinion. I just don't think like the ends, the bookends aren't that like wow. Free encyclopedias, I would prefer an art book instead of an encyclopedia. The disc with the vinyl CD, I don't know, it's nice. It's okay. It's like a nice addition, but I just compare it to the Dark Soul Prestige Edition that I got. It has a huge art book with every art from 1 to 3. It has 2 statues and not one, and one of them was huge and beautiful, made of resin. The packaging and everything was excellent, and here I see almost the same priced item with much, much less. And it kind of like, wow, it's not my cup of tea. But for collectors and people that love this game, it's your own decision. It's a niche item for collectors, I think. I don't think it's really for public. My opinion, it's overpriced. Your opinion, it's if you're a fan, I definitely think it's not overpriced for you. For me, I just don't see that much of a value here. But I have the Dark Souls 3 Prestige Edition, so maybe because I have that, I don't really want this. If I wouldn't be having that one, I would probably kind of like move toward this. I'll leave a link down below for the Gecko Oscar statue just so you'll see it and maybe think about it and the pricing and how I compare the things. But even you have the first 4-figure Orneas, I think Orneast released now for like $500, and that's a resin high quality LED system fucking amazing statue. And it's gonna be probably costing you with delivery and taxing like $600. It's the same like this collector edition, so it's for me I don't see here value. But again, I think it's a niche item for a low quantity of people that are willing to spend this money, that are collectors, that are for just to, I don't think this item really for regular public. This edition will be only in Japan region. We're not gonna be getting it. The Nintendo Switch gonna get the Dark Souls remasters. PlayStation 4, Windows again, Xbox One in Japan, and the North American Dark Souls Remastered gonna be released in 25. So that's a nice option. But just for your information, there is this Trilogy box edition that's heavily costly. Um, it's more about you. I think it's gonna be selling because it's Dark Souls, and Dark Souls are it's just basically Dark Souls. I think this edition is overpriced, over the top. For me, just by comparing what I said in the video, the Dark Souls Prestige Edition was less money. The statue from Geckos are less money. You can get the Gecko statue and the art book from the Prestige Collector Edition, and it's gonna have more value. You're probably gonna be paying a lot, much less. You can get the Force 4 figure statue that is big and huge. But again, if your niche and that's your like collection is catch them all. Some people collect only Dark Souls items, so this item I think is more for them, less for the casual public. And about the flippers, let's talk a little bit about the flippers. I think there are gonna be a lot of flippers. I think there will be flippers from this trying to flip it from they bought it, probably will pre-order it in Japan and make some scares. No, they're gonna have give you a feeling of scares. Once they complete with that, they'll try and they probably will cancel the order like every flipper is doing, and they will try to flip it. So if you really want to get this item, I suggest you strongly not to go for eBay flippers. Usually what happens, and I countless of time explained this and proven this, that usually what happens that the flipper's gonna try and flip it, and once they are unable to sell that item on eBay or Amazon, they just cancel the order, and this item goes back to the market with a regular price, or sometimes if it wasn't being sold that strongly because it didn't have demand, the item can drop in value. Usually collector edition after release cost or the same or drop in price, or after a couple of months they jump in price if they're really on demand. That's how collector edition usually works, from what I've seen. But again, it's all to your conclusion. I'll be putting a link down below for the. I don't know how to get the Japanese site where to order it. If it's gonna be on North America, or if Bandai decides to release the collector edition specifically for North America, maybe we're gonna be getting something totally different, totally much better even. But this one is just for Japan, and the price now is huge. And if you're from USA or Europe, probably delivering and taxing and getting it to your country gonna be costing you much more. So for me, it's a hard pass. For you, it depends on you, on your money spending, on how you collect items. I don't see the value here. I would prefer to go and buy what I have suggested to people. But eventually, it's all to your conclusion. My final opinion is it's overpriced in my opinion, but it's Dark Souls, so for a lot of people, they don't care. They're gonna be buying it. Flippers probably will try to flip it into the USA market onto or to other markets for a higher price. Be cautious about it. Just don't do it. And yeah, I'm gonna be leaving the link down below for the Gecko statue so you can see what, and for the first 4 figure statue of Orsnia that is available, just to give you a nice comparison of what you can get for that quantity of money. Again, thanks everyone for watching. And it's hard to say I'll see you around, and I'll see you around.